my God. I don't know why, but we look like our coloring looks like we're living in like two different courts. Like you're in the spring court or the summer court, and I'm in the winter court. Over here where it's cool. It's cool tones.
Obviously, I was gonna make a more grandmotherly reference and say that we're like the heat miser and the snow miser.
Oh my God, we are the heat. Okay, hold
You've
on.
seen
Can
the
you,
special. You've seen the
as
Christmas.
usual, I'm having technical difficulties,
What
as
are you
usual.
doing?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
You're fine.
Oh my
Everything's
God.
fine.
Everything isn't fine. And don't you dare say it is. I'm doing something wrong. I can just tell. I can just tell.
What are you
So,
doing? Why are you moving everything?
okay, there it is. It wasn't showing our like actual audio. It was just recording me off of my computer being weird.
Oh, you were all
So
like
I
five,
don't.
6, 7, 8, and then you were unprepared.
I was as usual, but now it's my mic is still not saying that it's on the actual. Oh my God, did I plug
And
it in?
honestly, I like our contrasting coloring. I feel like it's what everybody wants and needs, division, you know?
Division. It
What
feels like
everyone's
home.
asking for,
It
you
feels like
know?
home. Why
But
can it not go? Do I sound right now?
do you want to hang up and try again?
I'm gonna try just because it's not showing the scarlet. Hold on. I'm gonna hang
You
up.
sounded everything is okay.
I'm just
And
breathing.
a 5, 6, 7, 8 jazz hands.
Okay, we're here again.
We're here again.
I don't even know what I
And
was saying. I was just
so
admiring our contrast of our colors of
yeah,
our backgrounds.
and you said that we looked like we were from the what is it called? The night court and
Well,
is
I
it the
look
night
like I'm in
court?
the night court. You're like a spring court. You're like warm, like it looks like things grow there. Like over
Yeah.
here, it looks like things might not.
And I
And
went
that's
for
pretty accurate.
a less timely reference and said the heat miser and the snow miser.
To
But
each their own.
I honestly, this is a phenomenon that happens to me a lot. Like other than like a few people in my life, everybody that I love is very pale.
Excuse me? Are you trying to call
Or
me
has
pale?
pink undertones. They have pink undertones, okay? And as a
Yes.
woman that loves her photography, okay, it is hard to edit when you have olive undertones and your better
They think you're the
halves
green screen.
have pink. Yeah, you end up you look like Snooki right away.
It's funny because like me versus you, I definitely look like I have more of like a pink or like yellowish undertone. But if I'm next to my sisters, especially Courtney, she is like a pink. So I end up looking almost like I have an olive undertone comparatively. But like I'm definitely compared to you, I'm
Well,
looking rosy.
my husband has the complexion of an ill Victorian boy,
Yeah,
like
he's
he's
sick.
very, yeah, like you can't put him in the sun. He's a vampire.
No.
And when I'm with him,
I've seen his
yes.
swim shirt, the swim guard.
Yeah, when I'm with him, I am tan, like no
Yeah,
matter what time of year.
you're
And
a
it was really
princessa.
so the other day on the topic of my Victorian husband, my Victorianly ill husband. The
Yes.
other day, he did an activity with our daughter and went and met with my friend to do it. And like she's our friend, but like I'll always say like that's my friend, like
Right.
if you brought them into the circle of family,
Yes. They're
they're
your
still yours.
custody.
Yes.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, they obviously hit it off all the time. And he comes
Yeah.
home and he's like, me and Kayla are more like each other than you think. And I'm like, you do understand that you say that about Stephanie and Amanda as well. I'm like,
Exactly.
are you getting the hint that there is a specific brand of sauce that I like sprinkled into
Yes.
my life? They're
It's
feisty.
so true. It's so true. I need a little spice. I can't have like a wet noodle of a friend. Like, and you don't have to be as outward. Like I have all different ranges of outwardness of it, but you gotta have a little spice.
And that's the thing is that I am the most outward. Even when I'm inward, I still have the need to projectile outward.
It cometh out.
No matter what. Even when I'm being antisocial, I'm still talking,
She's
And
whispering, but she's not.
and I tend to gravitate towards this brand of person that you are definitely, you're on the shelf.
Yeah.
And they're not the loudest person in the room.
But you can't have two loudest people in the room.
But you guys, your your archetype.
Right. Yes.
You guys are like that audio that's like, like you
Yes.
take one little
And we're down here like spinning lore and like talking shit and like saying our piece, but nobody knows it except for you. Nobody knows it except for you.
And then you guys bite. You bite when you have to, and you make it, of vast proportion. But it was just, it was so funny. And I was like, it's almost like you're one of my best friends, Kenny, right? Because you're my husband.
Exactly. Well, and it's so funny because you see that too with like siblings. Like I see it with my siblings getting along with my husband. Like that same type of thing where it's like, it's your close person, it's your close person. They connect with each other and you're like, I see a pattern here,
Yes.
I like a certain type of person.
Yeah, and like myself and your husband, like we were saying, like we have the ability to just like ransack our own lives with a smile. We're just a friendly
look like
smile.
You're to help each other and anybody. You make eye contact even if you don't want to. And like, Kenny and I will simply walk away. Like if we see a situation that's not going to suit us, like we're the Homer Simpson, we're just shrinking into the bushes.
Love that about you guys. Like I have to be paired with, like when you're finding your thunder buddy, it has to be the opposite, because if me and Luke were together, you'd
never leave. You'd be working there. You'd be taking 15s. You'd be helping everybody. You'd be like chained to somebody.
We'd be chained to somebody's radiator. We'd be like, "This is nice. I'm just glad they're happy."
Yeah, it just simply could not.
If you and Kenny were together, you guys would be in like a max security prison, like
I was gonna say the windows would be boarded up, like so that nobody could see inside.
You guys would be like the Onceler from the Lorax. You'd be like, get away from here.
It's called balance. That's what we're doing here. It's called balance. So but sometimes you're with your person and it's like they're a reflection of you, and sometimes they're a reflection of your person, which is just fun.
And I think it's a green flag if your person gets along with your like inner core, because then you're like automatically they're right.
That's the greenest flag for me. Like that's a green flag on every level for kids getting along with people in my life, for my friends getting along with my husband, just things like that, little overlaps. But on the topic of you go.
The end result was an 18 by 16 canvas that I think I paid upwards of $50 for, because now the people that you used to drink wine and paint with, they're painting with your kids.
They're smart now. They're like, no, that's not the business that sells. The business is the Labubu's. Right? Put a finger down for every festival Labubu you've been taken for.
Now I have an oil painting of a Labubu in my home.
I was in your daughter's room. And okay, I'll like come clean. I was in your daughter's room, so I've seen things. Okay, I know there's a posse, and my daughter has the audacity to walk through her elementary school with 3 Lafufus. It's smart marketing for them to be doing these now. The paint and pours with, I guess what is it called now? Like, is there still a name for it? Like paint
and you bring your water bottle? I don't know. Your mom sits in her car outside
and give us $60.
I was going to say, I think it's more expensive now than when I used to get drunk there. I don't know.
Yeah. But exactly. And at least I got chips and salsa then.
Yeah, but I have a one-of-a-kind Labubu acrylic painting.
Golden
you don't.
Labubu. Yeah.
Na Labubu.
Before I cut you off from your Labubu story, I was going to say, on the topic of like family ties. So my parents also share a birthday, and their birthday, I think we'll already have. We love the
birthday.
We love to share a birthday in my crew. We love to share a birthday. I don't know what it is about us. That's our thing. So
guys,
my
like
parents,
strict corporate company that like you're like we're only gonna do 5 holidays a year.
You're like,
so
but when's your birthday? Do they pair up with anybody?
We have to do less than 8 birthdays a year, you know? That's the quota.
Listen,
parties.
With PTO now, we have to be able to combine holidays.
Yeah, you're like, you're 34 and you're 68. You're like, okay, how many candles do we need?
Exactly. What's the median? What's the median number? 47. Okay.
So there you go. Your parents are also brother lovers.
They're also brother lovers. But this one's a special one for my mom because she's turning 60 this year. And so me and Court surprised her and we took her away overnight last weekend to the town where like her parents grew up, her grandparents grew up, where she spent a lot of her childhood. Just like a cute little beachy town. And we were like, let's just go be girls, which is like the best times. Like there's just like you were just saying when you went away, when you just have time to like be a girl, whether that's with your friends, your mom, your sister, your girls. Like I said to Nora, because she was like, I just don't get why like you get to go and I don't get to go, and she was bummed. And I was like,
yeah,
I get it. I would be bummed too, but I was like, one day you're going to be a 30-something-year-old mom and you're going to sneak away with me and Lukey and we're going to go away for an overnight and you're going to be so happy and have some grown-up time. And I was like, and that's just what we're doing for Nana. And we're like, and she's turning 60, so we want to do something nice. Well, so we do something nice, you know, we go out, we find live music, we go out to eat, we go see the beach, and then the next morning we go and we grab brunch. And then we're like, okay, we're going to walk from brunch and we're going to go to see her grandparents' house because it was right down the street. So we're like, we'll just go for a little walk and see. Well, as we're walking down the street, what do we pass but a flash tattoo sign?
And it's so funny because I have such an itch for some ink. I just
For
want
a
some
flash.
tattoos.
What a thrill.
Yeah. And this is where history repeats itself, okay, friends? Gather
I hope
round.
so.
Because back in our parents' heyday, they only chose flash tattoos. You know,
Yeah,
they would
had
go
to
to
pick
like
out of a book.
they'd go to Buddy's Tattoos in Newport, you know, and
I
they'd
want a
have
hot.
a few drinks and
With my wife's name on it.
they'd get a Tasmanian devil, you know, with their brother's name on it. And you're like, that's fucking weird.
That little Betty Boop.
But this evolved, right? This became so much. Like it went, like when we got tattoos legally, it was really important to get a stick it to the man quote. I've got one right here. You
Or like, or where you're like, you have
fuck
to
you
prove
with
your
emo
meaning.
lyrics, you know?
Exactly.
Or like those stars, you know, nautical stars.
I thank my parents for blocking me on some of my early ideas because, like, I truly would have regrets at this point.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad I didn't get that wrist peace sign. You know,
Yeah,
everybody's
like, no
glad.
offense to the feather floating away, but like I probably wouldn't feel the same way about that with the Bob Marley quote as I do now.
And may your infinity ribcage tattoos unite you. You know, if you do have them, throw them in the sky.
If there's anything
But
the
I'm
world
glad
needs
I
now,
don't.
if there's anything the world needs now, it is the infinity symbol. It is for us to
A rib
truly.
cage. That's gonna bring the country back together. And if it turns into seagulls flying off in a distance, extra points.
Beautiful. I'm crying.
And if you can figure out a meaningful all-time low quote underneath, you're the president now.
You're it. You're our leader.
You're Miss America.
You're a leader.
Collect
so we
your prize.
We find the flash tattoo sign.
So I was just going to say, I think the flash tattoos are back. I think
Yes,
our parents did flash tattoos, and then they're back because I'm sick of making all of these fucking suffering artist choices.
Yes, I don't always that's the thing. And me and Court were talking about this because she obviously has a lot more tattoos than I do, and I hadn't gotten one for like years and years. So I was out of the game, you know? And so we walk up and we see the sign and already we're intrigued. Like if the three of us are together, like something is going to happen, you know? We're going to come home with an animal, a tattoo, like something. And
honestly, you texted me like I did a thing, and first thing I thought the three of you was an animal, and like they fucking adopted a turtle without me, you know?
I could have done something so much more permanent, you know?
Yeah, this was the less.
This
The
was
less. The
this was
least.
mild. So we go up to the door and there's this like QR code, of course, and it's like flash tattoos 12 to 5. Scan this for details. So we're like, okay, we'll go walk down because it was like 11:30, and then on our way back, we'll pop in. Well, as we're like not paying attention, we're like up against the door taking a picture of the barcode. There's girls in there because the tattoo shop is open, and just the flash hadn't started yet. And they were like, come in, come in. So we go in, and it's this cutesy shop, literally run by sisters. It's like 2 sisters and a sister-in-law. And it was like,
And you're a couple of sisters.
and we're just a couple of sisters. My mom had already gotten her, I thought you were sisters for the weekend. So she was on cloud
A
nine.
sister.
So we were just sisters. We were just a couple of sister
You guys
girls.
were just Destiny's Child.
We were braiding each other's hair. We were being so silly. I almost peed my pants, but we get in there and they're like, oh yeah, we're doing these, and we start telling them like, oh, it's our mom's 60th coming up and we just took her, and the energy was so positive and contagious that we were like, well, we have to get tattoos now.
Yeah.
And so I chose, if you can see her, this little tiny sailboat. It was
I
very
love her.
like, they were very like beachy kind of themed.
Yes.
And
They were
I was like,
nautical.
I'm a New England gal, like a sailboat feels right. And my mom and sister went for this cute little seagull wearing a hoodie. And
He's cute.
I was so close to getting that because if you know Lukey, you know that we call him the seagull. And if you know Lukey, you also know he loves a hoodie. However, I've never gotten a tattoo specifically for Lukey, and I think if the first one I get, I didn't want it to be a flash tattoo, but now I love that they have little Lukeys tattooed on them. And it was just like, it was so funny because we walked out like an hour later, a few $100s less in the wallets, and it was just like one of the best memories I think we've ever had.
Yeah, the worst thing about tattoos now is they're a lot more expensive than I remember them being.
They're a lot more expensive.
Like, I remember you could sit for hours, on your rib cage, and it'd be a few hundred, and now a flash tattoo might run you a couple. But
exactly,
the quality has definitely come up.
Yeah, she was working the fine lines. It was just a very nice experience. And I was telling you, the tattoo artist that we had, I think her name was Kat. She also does like tattoo therapy, and it was such like a therapeutic experience where she was like, I have a ton of pain, obviously you have pain, we all have pain, and there's something about the controlled pain of a tattoo where it's also creating art that is really powerful, I think, or at least I feel that way when I get one, where like you're in charge of it and there's a result out of it that's positive. And she really like made me feel that way, so it was just such a positive experience. It was called Gullies, and they made these little shirts. How cute are they?
Those
they
are
had
so
them there and they're
cute.
handmade. But if you're in the area, Gullies, obsessed. And it was just like a really fun mother-daughter memory. But we're like, when Carrie comes around, now we're gonna have to go get another round of tattoos, I guess. Like, we have to get one with her now too.
I love that. And like I said, I'm itching for some. So you've only made me crave it more. And it was funny because you were like sometimes like a tattoo parlor is like intimidating. Like,
yes.
My husband walks into a tattoo parlor like he fucking owns the place, like he gets all Fonzie like he suddenly has a toothpick hanging out of his mouth.
His hair comes back. I don't want to be embarrassed.
I'm like, you quit years ago.
I'm so afraid to be embarrassed in front of these cool people,
For some reason, like I get that tight in my chest feeling because I feel like I'm like, am I cool enough to be here? Like,
am I young enough as these hot bitches?
And it does run back to like when I was young and go to tattoo parlors, and it was all like the boys, it was always like the it boys, and maybe like one, like it was like when you were picking a video game character for a skateboarding video game, like there was one hot girl, and then like a bunch of dudes, cool dudes, that were a little intimidating. So you were like, you were just like, I was like in the corner, like, and they were like, is that okay? And you're like, sure.
I don't want any of you to touch me.
But as I get older, I'm like, I'm getting tattooed by women. That's my first movement.
That's what
I'm
we were
a
just
woman.
saying.
I want
Yeah.
little woman hands tattooing me,
Exactly. I want a gentle, delicate hand. I want good conversation, and I want to know when to not conversate.
I like to think if I were a Neanderthal, and I was going to get like the rock tapped in my back, or if I was from a primitive island.
I wouldn't say a word the whole time.
And I would go to a woman's tent,
Oh.
I wouldn't go to a cool dude.
I'm not going. Okay, I might be
I'm
a
not
Neanderthal.
going to the village, cool dude.
I might be a Neanderthal, but I am not a barbarian. I am not letting a man stone tattoo me, no matter how hot he is.
And that's my rationale for being tattooed by women.
Boundaries.
And if that's sexist, sue me.
Sue me.
That's not the most controversial thing I could say,
It truly isn't. So I'm having a wind of like YOLO. I'm like, why the fuck not? Why not?
I love that. I really love that. And I mean, I've been kind of having the opposite, like we went 6 school days without an illness. Okay.
That's a good run.
Yeah. Take away the perfect sentence award.
I had 4. Nora was absent on her 4th day of school. Lukey's doing a record.
Well, yeah, he's in the lead. He's got his
Knock on
personal
fucking
record.
wood. I never should have said that.
Everything, but
fuck off.
So by standard, it was summer, and then it was the end of summer, and everything was so fun, and we had sunburns, and then boom, the nugget turned into a stretcher. Suddenly,
just like that. It's a gurney. It's the nugget gurney built.
You don't see it have a slide for a while, it's just doing that.
It's held
doing
up.
That lounge thing that that their little feverish heads are kind of sitting there. And
the one triangle under the top.
But I have to say that this year, and it was funny because my dad was on the phone with me, and your dads call you and they'll just call you and talk to you for like 6 minutes and 42 seconds. And for some reason, they've told you everything and nothing. And you're like, okay, bye. So
your dads give a lot more information in a short amount of time, where your moms give a lot more information in a longer amount of time.
Yes. And my mom, it's like more entertaining and there's more side quests, but same outcome of information.
Same outcome. Yeah.
So my dad's like, how are the girls doing? And I'm like, honestly, I don't know. And he's like, Lauren, what the hell? You're a nurse. Was his response.
That's so unsettling. And I'm like, if you don't know, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
But this year, so far, the viral trend, okay, everyone gather around, and
scared.
I am a healthcare...
You're making me so nervous right now with viral trends. I want to curl up.
I'm no Fauci, but I am, I'm a healthcare professional. My kids are getting this ominous, I don't know, low-grade temp. They look a little glazed over in the eyes. Yeah. And then 8 hours later, they're fine.
It's so unsettling.
So my only hypothesis, as a scientist, is that they could perhaps be gaining some level of an immune system.
Please don't say it too loud.
I don't want anyone to hear. I don't want their antibodies to hear. But they're safely 2 floors above me.
Thank God.
The bacteria.
Thank God. They might be able to hear me.
I'm like, is this what's happening? Are my kids' bodies maybe fighting off something? I'm not
One
saying.
can only fucking hope.
I'm not here to be so ornery and be so ignorant to say that
we
they
acknowledge
have,
it's mid-September.
Yeah. I'm not saying, I'm just saying that, if the vaccinations and the 7,000 strains of norovirus that we have encountered have done anything, I think it is helping overall. So
I fucking hope so.
But the problem is that in modern America, I never want to send my kid to school. A.
I know.
And B, the re-entry is awkward, right? Because it used to be
prove it.
I'm a COVID mom, okay? There used to be a window and a nose swab, and then we re-entered society.
Drive-through COVID
and a masking period. There was just 3 days where you're like, guys, it's fine. I'm okay. I'm asymptomatic.
I feel like I stayed inside for 3 weeks, and now I'm wearing a mask for 5 days.
Now there are no rules. This is the Wild West of reintegration. So I'm
It's
like,
so unhinged.
so I kept her home and I did the right thing. Like now you can just text everybody. Thank God. Because my kid would just be unexcused don't want to call a school. I'm not calling the
No,
school
don't you
unless I have
dare.
to.
Don't you think I'm going through enough if this kid is like sick?
So I texted, all of the people that had to know, and I'm like, Lennon will not be in today. She has a fever, like to who it may concern. I hope this
Say they have a fever.
I hope this fever doesn't reach you as well as it reached us.
I'm sorry if your kid sat next to mine last week.
Yeah, I'm sorry if you were in my kid's lunch bunch.
Yeah.
So
see you in 3 days.
Hope they didn't share a cheese stick. So I'm sending that out. Well, then all of a sudden she's fine, like midday, which I've learned from my mistakes as a newbie, and if you have a kid in kindergarten, if they're green, just keep them home, okay?
Yes.
Because they're going to throw up on the desk and you're going to get a call and it's going to be awkward.
It's a social anxiety too. Like, put your finger, like Nora has thrown up in public. Len has too, right?
Yeah, she threw up at school.
And like,
She'll
they
never
don't
let
forget.
it live me down.
They don't forget.
She'll never let me live it
Keep
down.
them home
ever.
when they're going to vomit.
Honestly, like a sick belly
like that
just
TikTok mom
stays
that,
home.
You see that on TikTok that took her kid to Disney while they were projectile vomiting on the plane, and then the husband and the baby started vomiting. It's like this whole thing.
Sounds like a super spreader. Well, so now the thing is she was fine midday, right? So everybody's like 24 hours without a fever. But I was like, her last fever was 7 a.m. So like, what do? Do I keep her home another day? Do I send her?
25.
And this is murky water to navigate. And I already feel this way in September. So I don't know how I'm going to feel in, like January. But as of right now, we've got like 2 days against us and no doctors know. And I'm like, YOLO,
Win. Win's a win.
A win's a win. She went back to school today. And honestly, when she was like, I'm fine, I'm like, I'm sure you are. But you're in. And this is the thing about early school too. And I know your daughter is this way. They're like, I want to go. And I'm like, no, you don't.
No,
you don't want to go to school. If I said get out there right now, you'd be like, no,
Yeah, but why do they act like they do? Because you're like,
I'm saying let's stay home out of caution.
And do I have to?
Yeah. You're like, I suddenly want to be. I suddenly want to be there.
Bring water to you every 5 seconds. You won't even sit up straight.
But everything's better in my kingdom, and I'm back on my Sprite and tea bullshit.
Oh my God.
I literally can't decide if I like this or hate this.
I tried a new Sprite and I forgot to bring it down, but I really like it.
There's more new Sprites?
There's a more new Sprite, so I'm going to look it up because it was like Sprite. This is so on brand for me.
Are they getting all of these out of the Wendy's machines?
I fucking love those machines. It's Sprite Chill. The bottle really got me clearly, but I like it. It's Sprite Chill Cherry Lime.
Ooh.
Look
Kenny
at her.
loves cherries. See, just another thing you guys
Dr.
share.
Pepper.
You Dr. Pepper
in our bunker.
Bitches.
In our bunker.
See, your soda choice alone, you're antisocial.
We'll be stalking the bunkers while you and Luke like schmooze along with the fucking villagers or something.
Give away our last Sprite with tea.
Yeah. I have to keep to my freaking reserve.
Emma, because I still feel bad about the beef I started with them. I didn't mean to actually start a civil war. I didn't mean to.
You know what?
I'm
We're
sorry.
allowed to say our piece apparently. I need to ask you something about something that you would definitely know about.
No context. Thank you so much. Go.
You're welcome. Is there like a sort of like people wake up from anesthesia? Have you seen this on the TikTok? The anesthesia Riz.
What does it mean?
So it's like when somebody's waking up, post-op, and they're all like, woo, or they're just kind of like feeling themselves, or they're like flirting with you, and like they,
yes.
Like, is that a real thing? Like people just feel like they are the shit when they come out of surgery?
Yes.
I'm obsessed.
I've had young men hit on me. I've had old men hit on me. I've had women that are like, bring that doctor back here. And then, of course, like, I do think there's this part, like, when you're too drunk and you go in the bathroom, say you're at like a wedding, right? And you've had one too many dirty Shirleys, right? And you look in the mirror and you're
We've
like,
all been there.
what have I said to
Who am
people?
I?
Like, how far has this gone? You know? Like,
Honestly,
so there is a part where I see the Riz
yeah,
turn
cometh
bad,
over.
and you can tell they kind of start to get mortified and quiet, and they're like,
Retrospectively, like, uh-oh.
yeah, that 22-year-old boy realizes how old that nurse was that he was hitting on.
Watching the funniest video on our TikTok, and it was like literally like you said, it was like a 20-something-year-old. They didn't show the nurse, but I'd say she had a standard 40-year-old woman hand, and he was like, you deserve so much better. I would give you the world. And I was just like, I love this energy. This must I would think that would make the nurses' lives entertaining.
Well,
like,
I was gonna say, so we deal with a lot because there's some people that wake up aggressive. There's some
of
people that wake
course.
up emotional.
So
A
you'd
lot of
prefer
people
the
wake up
Riz, no?
emotional. Some people wake up like scary, like haunted mansion style, where they just
Like
open their eyes
what?
and continue life. Like, I don't like those
Stop
people probably
it.
the most. The people that just wake up, I'm like, I don't like that. You
I
know, like
wonder
how
what kind
long
of
have you
wake
been
up
in
I
there?
am. I feel like I'd be a slow wake up. Like, I feel like I would just pop my eyes open and look around first.
Due to HIPAA, I can't tell you what kind of wake up you are on the pod, but I'll privately share it with you. but
I don't think I was screaming. I don't think I was screaming.
So I one time had this young
I released my records to
boisterous-
Lauren.
You weren't screaming. No, you were in like a pillow. Like I made you like a blanket for it, I think. And my friend
Sure,
was
I'd
like,
have a little attitude, like I'm only a human, but
Yeah. and I think you were like, I love you. So you were pleasant.
nobody was offended by me. That's all that matters.
And there
That's all
are,
that
and there's some
matters.
people that you literally have to physically wrestle. But there was this one girl one time, and she was just this young and boisterous thing, and she woke up so pleasant, and she was like, like she was like the sweet girl in the bathroom, but she
like
was
the
literally
Lizzo of the pack you.
she was literally like 17 years old, and she was like, I love you guys, I love you. And then she looked at me, and she's like, you're all beautiful, but God really did his thing with her.
Yes.
And I was like, God is a woman, but
Yes.
she sprinkled the fairy dust on.
A little
But
salt.
I do love that. But I haven't even seen that on our
What's your
For You
favorite
page.
kind of wake up? Like, how do you prefer people wake up? What's the most pleasant experience for you?
I think that, like, if you're gonna come in with compliments, you know,
At least
and
do a
like
bit. At least do
Yeah.
a bit. So you can
Yeah.
appreciate a bit post-op.
I can definitely appreciate a bit.
I love that.
My least favorite wake up is people that are like, am I dead? And I'm like, God, I hope not, because this is bleak.
That I'm tripping right now. This is real Grey's Anatomy.
If this is my afterlife, I don't want it.
Speaking of, the other day, I was feeling some type of way because I put on season 1 of Grey's Anatomy. I'm like, Steph, what are you doing? Because I'm never going to put on season, 400 that it's on now, but I'll put on season 1, But
No, we're not going to watch
But then the
season
algorithm
400.
started pulling up, classic episodes. So then I was, instead of watching episodes, I was just watching, those episode recaps. It's niche. So if you see those on our For You page, that was 100% me. That was me. It was me.
Everything medical on our For You page is you, and
It's me.
everything.
Why?
And then everything that's what is it, like neurovirgin brain hack is probably me. The people that wear all the bracelets just so that they don't forget that they have a dog, those are me. Those ones are me.
The one that was for me, it was OCD coded. It was a little clicker you put on your pill bottle, because I'm always like, did I take it?
I saw
and I'm
that.
like, I love that. I love that for me.
I do think, though, that in our DMs, I wish those sugar daddies meant
Try
business.
harder.
I wish they were real. Because
What do you want?
I'm like, I don't think you mean business, but if you did, you want to support. It's like, hey, pretty lady, I want to support you and your bills. And I'm like,
Please.
no, you don't, Dave. But I
I'm
wish
like,
you did, because I'd let you. I'd literally let you.
If you simply just thought I was so pretty, hot take, if you just thought I was so pretty that you wanted to pay for my family's bills, yes. The answer is yes. But you have to mean it.
I would bring the DM. I would bring the DM of Big Daddy Ray 64 to my husband, and I'd say, listen.
Listen.
So we send Ray some socks, a
So
couple
what?
times a month. Sue me.
So what? So we either send them to Ray, pay the mortgage, or we lose them under a dresser. Which one sounds more productive to you?
But they don't. I can tell they don't mean business by the way
don't.
they do look like, I don't even know if they're real people. That's the scary part. I'm like, are these like
scary part?
AI videos? I get very Tom DeLonge at night that I'm like, are these the aliens DMing us? Are they
really icked out by some of the AI where it's like a Shar-Pei like turning into like gelato? Those bother me.
Yeah, but then you're like, if we were being catfished by aliens, how flattering. Because they're so smart. They're so smart. So for them to waste their time on us, on little old us, I would be flattered.
That's what I wanted to talk about. We have to talk about it.
We're only
oh my God, you brought us there.
Most of the way in.
Oh my God, I need to hydrate. Hold on. Oh my God. Okay,
I hope the aliens are catfishing us and they beam us up soon.
The biggest line of my house lately is my husband's inside joke between him and I is whenever I'm like giving an attitude, instead of being like don't be a Karen right now, he'll be like, don't be a Kendra. And if you don't know Kendra, then you clearly have not watched, what's it called?
It's called like Unknown Catfish, isn't it? Something.
Yeah, Unknown Number.
Catfish is in the title. I wonder
Unknown
if
Number
Neve,
is something catfish.
I wonder if Neve was compensated.
I know. I was like, that was his word, wasn't it?
I would imagine. I would hope that what happened to him? Is he okay?
I feel like something happened. Do you know what, Lauren? I think he might have had like an injury. Unknown Number, the High School Catfish. Wait, something happened to Neve.
I just hope he's okay.
I'm going to find out right now.
Thoughts and prayers for Neve. He's probably
Thoughts
fine.
And prayers for
but
Neve.
I just haven't heard anything about him in a while.
What did he do? Yes, he broke his neck.
Oh my gosh.
In an e-bike accident.
Those are very dangerous.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's not paralyzed. Good for
As someone
Neve.
that works in trauma, don't get an e-bike.
Don't get an e-bike.
As someone that works for sponsorships, e-bikes, would you like to sponsor
E-bikes
us?
Celsius. E-bikes by Celsius by Stay Rooted.
You vinyl wrap an e-bike in Celsius? Logos, I'll ride it. But get me a full face helmet, not a bike helmet.
I think he's okay.
Okay,
I think he's okay. Yeah.
So, back to
check that off your worry list.
Revoke your thoughts and prayers and channel them elsewhere.
Yeah, we need them elsewhere. Oh my God.
So Unknown Number, the High School Catfish. So from the gate, I knew something was fishy with that bitch, okay?
That fucking bitch with that face.
I've watched enough of these fucking Netflix originals to know that when they're all separate like that, one of them's bad. One of them's the bad guy.
Because it used to be that it was never someone being interviewed that would be the culprit. But now when you notice they're separated, you're like,
them.
I had seen spoilers on TikTok before I watched it. So going in, I had known it was her. And it honestly might have made it worse because with every text that came through, like I knew it was her. So I was just looking at her. But basically the story, if you haven't watched it, this girl was what, like 12, 13, something
13,
ridiculously young.
Yeah.
She had her first boyfriend.
She was a tween by school activity standards.
Like just probably got a phone,
Yeah. Yeah.
And she starts getting these messages, like disturbing messages that first started off with like, your boyfriend wants me, your boyfriend's cheating on you, like things like that. And then moved to like, you look anorexic, like eating disorders, telling her to unalive herself, like
fucked up,
horrific. And it comes
things
down
that you would never want anyone to tell your child if you are your
worst nightmare as a parent.
Your worst nightmare for your child to hear projected at them was coming from her parent.
And I'm not even giving a spoiler alert because if you've been online, like you've already seen who it is, and it's still a really good documentary, even if you do know. But like People have compared it, and I think they do it in the documentary too, to like Munchausen's disease.
So this is the part that I find very interesting because I
Yes.
didn't relate it to that until it was said, and then I saw a bunch of like videos relating it to Munchausen's by proxy, which I
Yes,
feel like one of the most famous of those is Gypsy Rose.
of course.
And it is true that a lot of the times the offenders of that tend to do this because the illnesses bring their child,
To
keep
need
their child
them.
close to them, which once
Exactly.
again, as a parent, you want nothing more than your child to find what
need you.
independent. Well, but you also want your child to find independence
Of
in this
course.
world for whatever that looks like for them.
Yes.
Like, I don't have to tell you that for free.
There
But-
is a natural thing for you to want your child
To
to
want
need
them.
you.
But it
But,
was so
like-
interesting to have this in a digital setting because
Yes.
that is so damaging, right? Like
Yes.
mental health to teens is crippling. To
Well,
anyone is crippling.
It's so interesting because I don't know if I
she
would have thought of
really-
it either the way until they said it.
I felt like it was a really interesting way to look at it because all I could see was that this woman was a monster, like
Yeah.
she ruined the credibility of other students. Like
Yeah.
she was on this witch hunt for nobody,
Middle school
accusing
is the hardest time, I think, of like I'd say most girls that or women that I've spoken to, they've said like for school that middle school was the hardest, the most challenging time. So to have something like this going on that was involving police and then eventually FBI, like that is so traumatic.
And there was one police officer that I absolutely hated. I forget his name, but I hated him. He was like, case
You
closed.
know him.
It was this friend, and he was
Yeah.
like, we look
Like, it
no
was
further.
definitely
It was
that
this-
friend.
It was this dark-haired girl. She's jealous of the blonde one.
Exactly.
That's where he
Bada
was
bing,
at
bada
with
boom.
it.
That was the evidence. Well, she's brunette, and
Yeah, he's like, I've seen this Saved by the Bell episode,
he knows how this ends.
But
That's how it
when
was.
the FBI got involved, there was something that they said along the lines of like she was very accusational, like Kendra the mom was accusational towards these like certain people, and they found that to be suspicious. But I really, from like a parent end, I would think that you would be so desperate that you would start,
Same.
you'd be like, that bitch is mean to my kid, like
Exactly. It was them.
I could see myself in
Yeah,
that role of
export.
like accidentally targeting somebody that might be innocent, but like you're
Or
just
but has
so
bullied them maybe in the past or
and
caused
you just want to
issues.
stop this for them. So you're trying
Yeah.
so hard. You're doing your own investigation because you're like fucking
No, it was
officer. What's his face? Is like
no, that
eating
was
donuts.
the scary. That was the scary part about it is that she was doing what I would have done. She was like, "This school
That's the
is not
thing,
taking action," and you're like, "If you didn't know it was her," I love my favorite videos are the reaction videos of people finding out that it was her because it's like. It's so fucked up when you hear it. Like those things coming out of her mouth, like
The most
especially like the sexual shit that she was saying to that little
Yeah.
boy. Like it was
was dark.
disturbing.
But the
It was dark.
most just like the most like red flag thing was like how many bottles of booze were on their dining room table
Dude.
the whole time. Why were they like that? I was just like,
What
what
about
is
the dad?
wrong with this
And
woman?
I know the dad was in shock, whatever. But like he immediately was just like, "You haven't been working," and you're like, "She's been telling your daughter to unalive herself for months
Full
and months and
time.
months. Like maybe let's get to
Literally
the unemployment
full-time.
full time. So she has been working, but let's get back to that like later maybe."
Yeah.
And you're just
Yeah.
like, I mean, it was hard to watch, but also like you couldn't stop watching it. And
Yes.
yeah.
And I felt like the outcome was very sad too because that little girl, Lauren, so it be, was just like really longing for her mom and still is. And like I feel like the judicial system did right by her, but also like I don't see a difference at the end of all of it. Like
I know.
the end felt like eerily like, oh,
It was
okay.
And
So
I felt
guess-
like they were clipping it quickly at the end where it was like flashback Lauren and more current Lauren. And they were doing it in a way to obviously like, produce it and throw you off a little bit. But I was just like, it was unsettling to see like them still emailing, and I could never blame her. You know, she went through abuse and toxic relationship, and she loves this woman, she thinks, you know, or a part of her does.
Stockholm.
But exactly, so it's just like it is so hard to watch as like a mother who
Yeah.
actually fears for anybody to say one of those things once to their child. Never mind to send it like they were saying like 40, 50 messages a day sometimes. They're
Yeah.
coming through like that. Like that's
But
fucking crazy.
when people are like, "Oh, you don't trust anybody with your kids," like I don't trust other people with their own kids. You know, like
Literally.
so like,
Literally.
how am I gonna
That's
be
why
out here
Lord and I had to
trusting
make a
other
pact so
people?
early on. Like you're your child's emergency contact.
Yeah, like I'm out here worrying about your kids, Rooties. If I've ever seen your kids on the internet, I'm probably
I'm
worried
worried.
about them at some point of the day. And like this is proof of like why, because everybody's out there just being crazy and like you don't know who's hurting who, you know? And
You don't.
I hated that documentary. It didn't sit well with me.
I know. It was
But
so
then-
icky.
But then we pivoted into some better news.
What did
And
we
I
do?
got my Sprite and tea out and I put nerds in it.
Oh my god.
That's
She's
a pop
trash. She's trash.
And I did my best barrel curl with the straight at the bottom.
That's
And
the
then
next photo
and then I
shoot. That's
did a
the next
Tik-
cover
and
of the
then I did a
podcast.
TikTok dance, and then ABC said Bachelorette.
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 Taylor, Frankie, Paul, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. This was exciting news for me because, listen, I hadn't watched The Bachelor, Bachelorette for a few seasons, and I'm someone who's watched since like Ben Higgins, like since Caitlin Bristow. So like, if you know, you know. Like I was about Bachelor Nation, but they just started to lose me at the end. Them bringing Taylor as the lead, I'm in.
It does feel like a cheap shot. You know, like it feels like, you know, like you're not Love Island Bachelor, like Bachelorette. You had a rapport, you know, but like clearly you're like Love Island sells, you know. So
No, yeah,
let's get those
exactly.
Mormon wives out here.
And they plugged it so clever. Like, did you see the Call Her Daddy plug?
Yes. And it's
She's
going
hosting.
to be it's going to be entertaining.
It's gonna
going
be
to
good.
It's going to be a little trashy.
And
We're
what do you think the demographic? Do you think it's gonna be a lot of Mormon husbands out
Well,
here?
this is the thing, okay? ABC, don't trick me into watching a bunch of Mormon nonsense, okay?
Yeah,
'Cause
don't put the
that's
same
fine.
show on a different
Yeah.
on a different channel.
That's fine for them over on Hulu. But like I don't need all of those girls there the whole time doing TikTok dances and doing
I
all
want to
this
see something new for Taylor. I want
I
to see her
do. I
meet
wanna
different types
see
of folks.
different types of folk for her. And I feel
Yeah.
like this is going to be like her branching out from that because she very much on the show is like I'm not like everybody else, you know,
And you
like
know what I was thinking? What is she gonna do without her TikTok? She's not gonna be able to be like that is her literal like her brand is posting on TikTok. And you can't have a phone when you're the Bachelorette. Like,
do you think they'll make an exception for her?
I don't know, but I feel like that would be so unfair. Like, I feel like that's part of the thing is that like you are detached from reality, so you can't get feedback. Like, you have to be in it. Like, that's the Bachelor, Bachelorette.
I really hope that they run a season of Mormon Wives like parallel with The Bachelorette so that it's just like all of them talking shit about Taylor on The Bachelorette
Oh my god,
while she's living her best life on The Bachelorette because I would
love
be
that.
happy for and entertained by both, you know,
I want
like
to see when they're starting filming.
simultaneously. And what's the one that always has beef with her? The blonde one.
Whitney, who's on Dancing with the
Whitney.
Stars right now.
Whitney. I want Whitney to be there at some point.
Whitney and the
ABC.
other Jennifer Lopez, I think is her name.
Yes, her.
They both are on Dancing with the Stars, which I don't know if that's started yet, but I haven't watched it. But I might have to take a peek because I just need to see. Like, I'm
I feel
curious.
like maybe they overpaid these Mormon wives and they're like, you know
Yeah.
what? You guys got to do one more trick, ponies. You
Yeah.
know, like
You're like, all right, she's the Bachelorette, she's the Dancing with the Stars.
it turns out we could get another million out of them.
But did
you know?
you see? So I'll give you the background lore on this one. So you know the other Jen Lopez. She had that big thing with her Targaryen husband who was mad because she went to like a Chippendales. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay, so they
And
paired
then
her
they
up,
did the Chippendales.
and then
It was
they
a whole
did the
thing.
Chippendales.
Yeah.
They are diabolical for this. They paired her up with, he's a new pro, so I didn't know anything about him because I recognize some of like the original cast. Do you know who this man is?
Is he an ex-Chippendale?
Nope, close. If you look in Taylor's era's tour, there's this one background dancer who the whole time there's like this ladder scene. I don't remember what song it's in. I think it's part of like the Midnight album, and he's just like body rolling on like the ladder, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's Ladder Guy!" Like he has a TikTok like reputation of being really like sexy man, and they paired her with him, which is just hilarious because
I'm surprised I'm surprised that she's even doing that show because I feel like
Me
they made
too.
such a drama out of the lap dances in the living room. The
I
lap
think
dances
Whitney's
in the
gonna
living
do
room were a
well.
whole episode, and I was
I
like,
think Whitney's gonna do well. I have a
Whitney
feeling. I
probably
think she's
will.
a dancer though in real life too. I think she like did real dance besides
They're
the
all
TikTok.
dancers, aren't they?
Well, I guess
Isn't that the
like
whole bit?
they're dancers like for the TikTok, but I think she like actually took like dance lessons, not just like
Oh,
whatever.
not just like the body roll.
Not just the body roll, but I guess I'm excited to follow our Mormon wives around on their various, channels and endeavors.
After this, I want a Amish bachelorette. Which
Their
I think
dates-
will be difficult because they can't use electricity. But
How
figure
would
it out.
we
Gas
Yeah.
power ABC.
gas powered ABC? If there's one thing they haven't cracked, there's one untapped market ABC.
I don't even know if they can be filmed, but I don't know.
We're just so bored of this old TV.
Do a live show in the city square.
Turn the butter, we're bored. Everything's pretty drab.
Whoever doesn't win off with their heads.
And we host it in Salem. It's been feeling that
I was
way.
just in Salem.
Oh my god. It's perfect.
Did you see the Barkers were in Salem? And
Oh my god, I did. You're
and
so annoying.
honestly, hot take. Salem in the summer. I always say this. Salem, Massachusetts in the summer, just as
The
fucking
off-season.
spooky. The witches are still there. They live there
Yes.
year round, and there's no
Yes.
crowds. You are like enjoying an outdoor restaurant without calling hours ahead and like standing in buku lines. So the
Yeah.
Barkers did it right. We spent our
right.
weekend there with them.
And think if you went in the summer instead of the fall, you might bump into the Barkers. Like that's the other pro of it, I guess.
They're literally putting that on the Visit Now website.
That's the billboard to get into Salem. It's just that one picture, the paparazzi photo
of their
of them.
cute ass baby. I love their baby.
Right? I love that. That's all
Rocky,
you
whatever
need to
his-
get people there. Yeah,
Visit
it's like Rocky
Salem.
Horror Picture Show the Third or something.
Visit Salem in the summer. The Barkers might be there,
Barker's Disney World.
and you'll be able to sit on a bench.
Barkerland.
And I want to close on a game with no context.
That's the only kind
okay?
of game I want to play.
I played this earlier with my husband, and it was
Oh,
fun.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Opener
trust you.
or closer?
Opener or closer?
Are you an opener or a closer? And you can
I
take
am
that
a
however you want.
closer.
Okay. I'm an opener.
Yeah.
All right. Are you a catcher or a thrower?
Thrower.
I'm a catcher.
Of course. Of course.
And top or bottom?
Top.
Bottom. I want to be crushed.
Fresh
And that
air.
sums up
That's on
everything you
Salem.
need to know about us, Rooties.
The problem with Lauren is she might have liked being stoned. We don't know. Back in the 1600s. She's
Honestly,
like, one more.
tie me to something warm and throw rocks at me.
If that's how I go, at least she dies happy. At least she died happy. That's what it would say on your memorial.
Yeah,
She died doing what she loved.
At least if I was burned at the stake, my nails would stay purple.
Oh my god, they're so purple right now.
I've been sitting on them.
Lauren's
I have-
practicing her nail bits.
For the YouTube friends, for your
So
visual
she can
this
take
week.
over
For your
and save
visual
me
this
money.
week, friends and students, these are temperature nails, okay?
Oh.
I've
And they were
now
looking real wonky an hour ago.
so they turn black when I'm cold, which turns out is a lot of the time.
Right?
And then they are this color when they're warmed. So I've been like sitting on them so I could show it off. But so I've been really good about self-care. We both have. But self-care comes at a cost, okay?
And
And in
apparently
this-
a pretty big one.
A pretty big one, especially if you are trying to model self-care to a smaller version of you that doesn't
Nora's
pay for
like,
anything.
can I look at nail ideas on your phone? And I'm like, fuck, like we can't just do the $10 kids manicure.
I'm like, I miss
For
going
one.
for manicures with your dinga because she paid for herself.
She paid
you know?
for herself.
This was half
She
the
paid
cost.
for her damn self.
Plus inflation, and now tip culture.
Two
It's
tips.
disgusting.
Two
It's
tips.
bleh. But so with all that being said, I have to afford groceries. So
She has to evolve for
Yeah.
us.
I'm middle class America.
Middle class fancy.
And therefore I bought a $9 nail drill and I said I am a nail artist now because
She said I can do anything.
if there's one thing that me and your husband have in common, it's our can-do attitude. And when I see anything thrice,
An
I'm
Amazon
like,
account and a dream.
yeah. I'm like, Jeff could get me one of those today, and I could do
Like,
that
I could
myself.
be a nail tech by 5 to 10 p.m. today.
But I'm only, so I used to watch YouTube videos to learn things, but now my attention span has dwindled down to almost
TikTok.
nothing. Yeah, so I have to learn things in 30 seconds or I can't
Yeah.
learn them. And,
Yes. Do you know you have 30 seconds?
Yeah, I could get a doctorate as long as I could take all the courses in 30 seconds. And
It'd have to be just like that test you just gave me.
And I have to say that like I'm pretty proud of like my novice nail art, and I'm excited to see where it takes me.
Yeah,
I'm sure
I'm
it's
excited
gonna
to see
take
it's
me
gonna take you.
back
I
to the
know where
nail
it's gonna-
salon.
I know where it's gonna take you. Right to my living room.
And literally when you said that, I'm such a toxic person. Like me and Jeff Bezos, like we're the type of people we're the best romance. The romance I love. Like we're choking each other out in the
Yeah.
parking lot and
Dirty
making
love.
out while he smokes a cigarette, like
A Cuban.
So I'm just like, you're like, oh, I'd love for you to do my nails, when I'm in recovery.
Make
And I'm
me
like,
be one day.
in the same moment, I'm like, now I need a fucking, I need a bag. I need what the flight attendants
She's like,
have.
what am I gonna do? Carry this drill over to Steph's house? What the fuck?
I'm gonna come over to
Somewhere
your
I
house
didn't
like
pay for.
I'm gonna come over to your house like a JetBlue flight attendant, like that girl, the one from Legally Blonde. She had one of those. She's like,
Oh my god.
makes me want a hot dog real bad.
Makes me want a hot dog real bad. Yes.
Her. So I've already it's in the cart. It's ordered. I'm taking this real sloppy show on the road, and you're welcome.
I'm ready. I'm ready to be your first victim.
Be my first.
I think I think that's all I have to say today.
Probably.
Bye, Rooties.
Bye, Rooties. Love you.
Honestly,